it's really cool to see how far he's made it, and I'm always going to be behind him. So, see Tony Ferguson TKO round 3. What's up? It's Chuck Cold Steel O'Neal, retired professional MMA fighter of 11 years, Ultimate Fighter Season 13, semi-finalist, current professional wrestler, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. You wanted to ask the question of what it was like to fight Tony Ferguson. We fought in the semi-finals of the show, Team Lesnar versus Team Dos Santos. Tony and I both thought we should have been fighting in the finals against each other, but we fought in the semi-finals. We trained together all season long. We had a good camaraderie. Towards the end of the season, he had a little outbreak, and there was a little distance between us to try to make the fight a little more personal in his mind. Tony is a vicious individual. Everything Tony ever threw in any of his fights, he's trying to hurt you. It's a sport to him still, but he's just got that mindset, man. You can't teach that mindset. Like, he's coming out to hurt you in any position possible. Probably the hardest I've ever been hit in a fight. I've only been knocked out once ever through over 30 professional fights that I've had. That was my last fight, unfortunately. Tony didn't knock me out, but I took a lot of damage. I was concussed pretty bad. He destroyed my leg. He ate it up. We went 3 rounds. It was kind of a war in the first round. My body kind of gave up, but Tony's a tough dude, man. He's just got this, like, he's got something special up in his head, and a lot of people don't understand him, but he's not for everyone to understand. Very tough, talented individual, good grappler, good wrestler. He mixes it up really well, and he's only gotten a lot better. I mean, hell, it's almost been 10 years since I last trained with him. So some of the things I see that Tony has improved on, I'll say, because obviously it's been about 10 years and an endless amount of MMA fights, his innovativeness. He's a guy that can create scrambles out of anywhere. He's a guy that can create offense out of anywhere. He'll be back on his heels a little bit, which you don't see often because he's a very pressure guy. But he's able to pop up elbows, knees. He's really trying to hurt you in any situation possible. When he's going in that the fight against Cowboy, a lot of people count him out. Like, Cowboy's tough. He's more technical and everything. That may be true. Tony may not have the best technique, but he's also trying to hurt you in every position possible. I knew he was going to put that pressure on with Cowboy, kicks in different situations, and he was going to basically eliminate Cowboy's offense by having his unorthodox offense come into play. He shut Cowboy down. Cowboy wanted out of that fight, and that's really impressive. You know, obviously we saw what happened with Connor and Cowboy, but you know, it was really impressive to see what Tony did to him. So unfortunately, when I fought Tony, that was my 4th fight in 17 days. I was probably one of the heavier guys on that season, cutting around 190 down to 170 4 times in 17 days. My body was pretty shot. I fought 4 days prior. My knee was already bothering me. My hand was blown up. I'm not a bitch, so obviously I was coming to fight. My first right hand I threw on him, it blew up real bad. All season long I kind of had an advantage in the grappling department, but I kind of always did that in my MMA career. I always kind of had an upper echelon grappling pedigree and never really utilized it. Now that I'm retired, hindsight's always 20/20. And I wish I kind of approached maybe that fight and a lot of my other fights differently, and I would have had a lot easier victories. But we live and we learn. I don't regret anything. And instead we had a war that was exciting, and saw basically 2 rounds of Tony beating the shit out of me. So it was good. I actually got my degree in exercise science through Bridgewater State University now. I run a personal training business, and I've done that throughout all of my MMA career. I never wanted to fight because I had to. I used to fight because I loved it. I used to take that money and just kind of put it away and save up for my future. Still have a very lucrative personal training business out of Taunton, Massachusetts. I still train at Triforce MMA BJJ along with Pete Jeffrey, and help coach there, as well as I'm also a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Just like helping these up-and-coming jiu-jitsu guys, these up-and-coming fighters, trying to help them out. And obviously I still got my pro wrestling, so I can compete with that. Just keep being legit. Got a wedding coming up this year, so just becoming a well-rounded man, I guess.